And thanks for hanging with us. It is the world-famous Go Show with Mike Russell. Yes, I'm sure someone around the world listens to us somewhere, so I'm going to say world-famous. That's right. Celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of the state that we live in. And one of my good friends who I got to go hunting up at Blue Rooster with, and he actually harvested a bison, just happens to be the founder of Earn Your Booze and Earn It All Academy. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about fitness, but we also have his head coach, Adam Nail, in here as well. So let's start with you, Justin Cross. Let's talk about this Earn Your Booze beer that you've collabed with Grand Canyon Brewing here. This Dead Hanger Pale Ale. What you guys do here? This is fantastic.
We decided to make a beer because we are the people that show you how to earn your beer. So we went with a nice full flavor hazy pale ale with Grand Canyon Brewery because I wanted something that I could drink that would complement like my bison and the hog, you know, the good meat, the good food that I like to eat. That stuff doesn't go well if you have like a little, you know, a light, fuzzy, you know, watery beer.
That,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if we're not drinking whiskey, we're drinking something like this. So we decided we're going to bring this out to market. This is in Safeway and Albertsons all across the state now, northern, southern Arizona, all the way through. Because again, like this is what I wanted to drink, and this is what I like to earn. This is what I like to do. I like to work hard, and I like to have good things in life, the best things in life.
All right, now before we bring Adam Nail in here, I want to go back. Let's go back a couple of months to the first weekend of October when we went to Blue Rooster, and you said, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a bison.
Yeah.
And this is I want you to kind of walk me through that experience. Let me know, first of all, did you grow up hunting? Were you in a hunting family? Were you an outdoor kind of family? Is this something new to you? Walk me through this thing.
I did not grow up in a hunting family. I had one uncle that did archery.
Everyone has an uncle.
Right? You have to.
Yeah.
They're all named Uncle Gary, too, I think, right? Yeah. So I was always kind of fascinated by his stories, especially when he'd be out in the woods and, you know, hiding and, you know, getting rid of his scent and, you know, thanking the animal before and after he shot it and all that. I was like, wow, this is really cool. But my parents were not into that. So I never got to go. So I only got into it because of you and the Go Show. So we've gone a couple times now up to Blue Rooster, and both times I was able to harvest some beautiful meat, which we're still feeding my family from right now.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, this bison trip was incredible. Like, it was absolutely incredible. I was with you last year when you got yours.
Yeah.
And so this year I was like, you know what? I am on a mission to help my family especially eat as healthy as possible. And I can't think of anything healthier than getting my own bison. Right. So we went up there, Adam, Rob, we all went together, and we went up and we picked the one that we wanted out of the litter, if you will. You know, waited for the right shot, and it was worth it. It was incredible. I still have a couple 100 pounds in the freezer right now. We eat it every day. A lot of it was ground, but we do some steaks as well. But man, that's just it's an experience because it's not just about eating; it's about providing. You know, and that's something I take a lot of pride in, is like providing for my family. And I thought that was one of the coolest ways to do that. It actually gave some of it as Christmas presents this year, because I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to go buy somebody I don't know, gift card or shoes or something like. How about I give them each 7 pounds of just beautifully ground bison or some bison fillet or something, and everyone is like, are you kidding me? Like, this is real? You got this? I'm like, yeah, try it. And like, it's amazing.
Right. And not coming from a hunting background, it's something that I preach as much as I can. And Rob, when I brought Rob into the fold as well, Rob, of course, our executive producer and my co-host and everything else I do in life.
Lucky you.
I do. And Uncle Rob to the kids.
True that.
And a big happy birthday to intern Sarah and to Captain Nuge. So they earlier this week they had their birthdays.
Maybe a little additional title there. Maybe
he might be intern Nuge. We'll see. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that goes. But you were the same thing. Like, you didn't understand. Like, you just thought it was going out and hunting. You kill something. Then there's the processing, and then there's the cooking, and then there's serving it to your family, which is kind of a game changer, really.
It like kind of connects you to something. Some ancestral something in the sky. I don't know what it is. Like,
your last name is Hunter, for the love of grief, Rob.
So the year before, like Justin and I both had pigs like back to back, right? And when I harvested my pig, I was like, I thought because shooting birds, I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. What am I doing? Look at this poor bird. Pig. I'm like, yeah. What's up?
Take that, Spark.
But it was really, to be honest, it was more calm. Like, oh, okay. So this is where my last name comes from. Somewhere, 700 years ago, I think, is the first hunter name, like 1329 in Scotland or something. Somewhere in what I just did connected me to that, because that's what my ancestry did. It's kind of cool. Like, I can't explain it, but it was just like this weird, like, you earned it, bro.
But
speaking of Ernest.
But now, yeah, Rob did say it was something kind of calm. It was more calm. Not for you, pal. Not your first pig. That was not calm at all. You took a shot, dropped it, and thought it expired.
Almost killed me.
Thankfully,
But
I was
then
able
what?
to calmly draw.
Thank you.
But yes, that was a hell of an experience, man. So we took the hog
Yes.
with an AR, and
Like
it went down.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating. Nice shot. Everyone maybe getting ready to take a picture and stuff like that. And you hear some rustling,
Yeah.
but it wasn't you. It wasn't
No,
Mike
right.
Russell.
Yeah. That'd
hear
be
some
a burp from my IPA, but no.
Yeah. We hear some rustling in the bushes, and this guy is charging downhill right at us.
Yeah.
And right behind us is a little Colorado River, so there's not much room to go, right? So it was either like, okay, he's going to come at me, and I either have to get in the river, get out of the way, or stop him here. And I chose to stop him because all of the other guys, like all of us, we were all off to the only path that he could have really gone down. And everyone, again, was like celebrating. Their guard was down. They're just kind of standing around. And I was like, if I don't stop him, one, I'm either going to have to go in the water and get nasty and, ruin Rob's rifle because I was carrying Rob's
Right.
new rifle.
That wasn't mine.
Or someone's going to get a tusk through a leg. And
Yeah,
I
it would've
didn't
been
want
me. He was coming right at me.
I didn't want that either. So thankfully, the little Springfield 9mm did the job, and he went down, stayed down, and we're still chewing on him today.
Although I had a plan. I was going to jump over the pig rather than try to
Oh, of course,
dude,
yeah,
I was just
backflip.
going to go up.
Yeah, I think you're going to flip over it.
Oh,
Actually.
hold on. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Hey, Justin. Who told you, you should probably take your sidearm along with you today?
That was
point.
definitely Mike Russell.
Okay, I was like,
Preparation's key, man. It's all about the preparation.
darn right it is. All right, so then,
That stuck with me. I don't
Yeah.
go anywhere without a sidearm
Darn right.
anymore. You
You
never
should
know where
never.
there's a hog hiding in the bushes.
you never know.
You never know.
I dropped my kid off at school the other day. No lie. I dropped my kid off at school the other day, and I was driving along this road, and there's a coyote pacing me darn near 30 miles an hour along the wall.
Yeah.
On the side of the road.
He's
you never
hungry.
know.
Wow.
That's right.
Yeah, so West Side. I mean, we're
Yeah.
it's a different lifestyle out there in the West Side. I'll tell you that. But then, okay, so now that you decided, okay, I had all this great meat from this hog. I want to take it to another level. I'm talking hundreds of pounds of meat. Whether it's, I know you've elk hunted a few times as well, and you're in the fold because you want that healthy meat for your family that that you have seen in the field, taken it in the field, processed it. I think you and another human. Which is Casey or here at the German butcher, the only other people that touch this meat.
Right.
And that has to be something for you, just providing for your family that just resonates and keeps you going.
Yeah, it's incredible because I actually stopped eating red meat for a little while, about a year ago, because it was just messing with my stomach. And I got back into it when I started eating higher quality meat, prime, grass-fed, really good stuff, especially from the butcher, like Arcadia Meat Market, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I can still eat meat. Good, because that's like my favorite thing, right?
Right.
And then I was like, well, all right, I had some bison. I don't even know where it was, but I was like, dude, bison is even better than beef, And I started to get into it, and I was like, all right, I want to feed my family the best stuff. Because I could see from my own experience that regular beef, just from the Safeway or the store, or whatever, was messing me up. So of course it's having some sort of effect on the body. So why don't I try to get my hands on the best and as much as I can? Because again, you never know what's going to happen if there's a coyote walking down the street, or if who knows, there's a shortage in the store for one of a million reasons.
Yes.
I want to have as much on hand as I can for myself and my family. So we decided to go out and get this big, beautiful bison.
I learned from my buddy Tim Ralston, survivalist. He said, because I said, I'm good, man. Around my hood, there's quail, there's rabbits everywhere. He goes, don't you shoot those rabbits. I'm like, oh, you gonna get all hippie on me? You're gonna go all PETA right now on me?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, right now. He goes, no. He goes, you get 4 of those things. He goes, they'll get you 85 pounds of meat a year. Like, okay, now we're talking.
Because
Now-
that old adage about bunnies, baby.
Yeah, they're bunnies. They keep breeding and
Information
breeding
is
and
knowledge,
breeding.
knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Oh, I just want to quick give
Good point.
an update for Puppy Jaster.
Yo,
Puppy Jaster
Puppy
down
Jaster.
at Bear Paw Ranch. Puppy Jaster is going to be a daddy.
Hey,
hey! That's
Bet he
right.
had a
He's gonna
good
be a
time
daddy.
down there.
Oh yeah. He's like, oh. At first we were a little concerned. First time they give and try, he had no interest. We're like, oh boy.
Uh-oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's okay. I love my gay dog. It's okay. I'm totally okay with that. I accepted him, and it's totally okay. But no, he has successfully breeded, and he's got a litter on the way.
he found the light, huh?
Mackerel. Yeah.
Good
He was
boy.
like, chasing a ball and chasing birds around then is fun, but then it's like, ooh, what's up, girl?
Yeah, it's like he turned like
Wait a minute.
he went from
Hey.
like 12 to 13.
Hey. What's that?
And he turned like, because 12, you're like, whatever, girls have cooties. 13, you're like, oh my
You're like, hello.
What is going on?
Yeah.
Like some of those cooties.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, give me I would like to be infected with cooties, please.
Right.
Yeah. But now, though, see, now he's got kids to deal with.
That's true.
Hey.
No, I kid. This is the best program because then they sell off the kids. Wait a second. We might.
Whoa.
Nope. Can't. No, not on this program.
We are talking about dogs, right?
Yeah, we are. I want to
another
bring
beer
Adam
now.
into this. Let me bring the head coach of Earn Your Booze and Earn It All Academy in here because I want to talk about the nutrition value, what we're buying in the store versus what we take in the field, and why it is important to be supplying your family with the very best, and yourself and your body with the very best, and your friends and your neighbors and your brothers like I'm hanging out with right now, right here on the Go Show. Stay tight. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us. This is the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state that we live in. Joining us is the Earn Your Booze crew. We have their head coach, Adam Nailin. We're just talking to Justin Cross about his experience up at Blue Rooster and having a great time taking a bison, taking a hog, and I'm sure he's going to be there next year. Do you have a menu picked out yet? Do you have any
Depends
targets?
what's on the menu, baby.
Okay, all right.
We're getting something, though.
Okay, yeah, I'm telling you. The Watusi, though, I'm not kidding. The Watusi I take, it is the best meat I have ever had.
Okay.
It's beef. I mean, it's African cattle, but I'm telling you, it's different than anything I've had in the store. But it tastes beefy. It tastes like beef.
Really?
But it's got this sweet, lighter taste to it. It's unbelievable.
Really?
Unbelievable.
Okay, well, maybe
Yeah.
that's going to be on the menu.
I'm
That
telling
sounds
you,
great.
absolutely fantastic. Adam, let's talk about that. Let's talk about actually why that is, and if you can use monosyllabic words as much as you can, we'd really appreciate it. This guy talks, he talks in multisyllabic words, and sometimes gets over our head. Adam, hey, by the way, why should we listen to you on what things nutrition? Who are you? What's your background?
Yeah, so I actually I taught nutrition and physiology at a college level. I'm a licensed nutritionist, and I've been in the fitness space, been a trainer, strength coach. I have more certifications than I even care to hang up on my wall.
Nice.
And not only that, I have an open mind to change my mind when new information comes out, and that's the big thing, especially in medicine and in fitness, is that new stuff comes out every day, and you have to be able to know. You have to know how to read these things. You have to be able to know to read the studies and read the journals and read all that stuff. And I don't expect anybody else to do that, so I'll do it.
Okay, so great, good. So you're the guy to talk to about this. Now, in the beginning of your journey becoming a coach, a fitness expert, and you used another multi-syllabic word, I forgot what it was. So in that journey, you were most likely at that time, and I'm assuming, I apologize, but eating stuff from the store. Stuff from that you buy, maybe even at a health food store or whatever it was, but stuff that was produced and brought to a store. Am I wrong in saying that, or right?
So not totally wrong.
Okay.
But I was telling you guys off air here a minute ago, I didn't actually have anything that was processed till I was 14 years old. That includes processed sugar, processed foods.
Were you raised by gypsies?
My mother was insanely ahead of her time.
Okay.
And I like to say
Mom.
she was like, we are actually behind the times now, because the way that she fed me and my brothers when we were kids was the way that we used to eat 150, 200 years ago, before the Industrial Revolution, before we started to mass farm, before we started to mass the mass cattle farms and the mass chicken farms and all this stuff, before there was even packaged foods. Excuse me. That's the way my mother showed us how to eat.
Interesting.
So
okay.
I fell away from that for a few years, but I have always eaten about the same way. So I've always tried to get good ingredients. I've always tried to get the highest quality things. And about 10 years ago, I really went through a journey of, what does high quality actually mean? Do the stickers on the products mean anything when it says high quality, or when it says organic, or when it says pasture raised, cage free, all these other things? It's like, what do those actually mean? And where do I get the most bang for my buck when it comes to my personal nutrition?
Okay. Now, now I'm going to keep making assumptions. You can keep shooting them down. It's fine. So in that lifestyle, as you're coming up, was game meat was fresh? Did you raise animals? Did you take animals? Did you have chickens, eggs, those types of things?
So,
was
yes.
that incorporated in your upbringing?
Yeah, we had chickens, we had pigs.
Okay.
We had one cow. And that's how we grew up. I ate eggs from the yard.
Yes.
We'd go out and pick the eggs from the yard. We'd slaughter the chickens when they get to a certain size.
So you're not a convert by any stretch of game meat of farm to table, field to table.
Not at all.
You're not. Okay.
Not
So
at all.
good. So you can sing the praises, and that's why I love having you here, because I've been singing the praises, and I think it's so fantastic. What you said to us before we went on air today, it blew my mind. You were talking about chicken. and this scared the living bejesus out of me. Okay, no, this is Adam Nail. I want you to know this with Earn Your Booze, Earn It Academy. He's a fitness coach, nutrition coach. He's the head coach over there. I want you to tell me what happens when I buy a chicken breast from the store, and what is inside that chicken breast, because it looks like it just looks like you pop that thing right out the skin, right off the breastbone, and there it is. It's right there for all the world to see. But there's stuff inside it.
Yeah. So oddly enough, I want everybody listening right now, if you have chicken in your refrigerator, pull it out of the package, chicken breast out of the package, take it over your sink and squeeze it. All that stuff that's coming out, it's not chicken juice. It's not blood.
No, not chicken juice.
There's no blood in a chicken breast. There's no juice, when you say, oh, this chicken's really juicy. What that actually is the farm injects a saline solution that also includes things like corn syrup. There's actually 15 other ingredients that we don't know what they are on that list. They don't have to put it on the package, or that they do it because there's a lot of reasons for that, a lot of political reasons, I'm sure. But we don't actually know what's in that. We do know that it's a saline solution and it has corn syrup in it for two reasons: to make the chicken more plump, quote unquote, and to also increase the weight so they can sell it for more.
But it's also cheaper to eat that way, isn't it, Adam and Justin? And I think that, Mike, is one of the challenges is for many people, the expense of the higher qualities is a barrier. So is it like straight up, you got to go to the Blue Rooster Ranch and you got to harvest your own meat? You got to link up with a hunter, you got to get your tags. If cost is the barrier, what are the other alternatives outside of the hunting space?
Yeah, because that's why to go to a store and get a chicken. I mean, and Justin weighing on this too. That just seems. Where else do I get a chicken? I don't know. And if I get that chicken, is it going to have all this junk juiced into it, or not? How do I save my side of breaking all of every single one of my HOA rules and having chickens in my backyard? How in the world? They hate me already. I shouldn't have chickens in my backyard.
Yeah.
How the heck do I have chicken that doesn't have stuff juiced into it?
Yeah, the first question you want to ask really is why your HOA won't allow you to have ruminant animals to eat.
Okay, well, here we are. I bought the house. Okay, come on.
So no, the real thing is about being mindful of where the animal comes from.
Okay.
Right. So there are some telltale signs, right? If it's grass-fed or pasture-raised, when we're talking about meat, grass-fed or pasture-raised, you're probably okay.
Okay.
Here's the bad part about that is that we don't really know by the package where things come from. So it's actually really, really inexpensive to get a service. You can actually go online and find a service. I actually like American Rancher Beef, and you know who they are. You literally talk to the owner of the place.
Sure.
He'll send you a picture of the cow he's going to butcher for you, and it's a big box of meat every month. It's one of those box of meat. You know exactly where the animal's coming from. He'll show you what he's feeding it. So just being a little mindful is number one. Number two is we in America don't understand that we don't need to eat as much as we do. Like when I tell people,
where you're going with this. So let's go back over to Justin. No, I can't. No, keep going now.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I weigh about 280 pounds, and I maintain my physique. I maintain my weight with 2 meals a day. I don't eat any more than 2,800 calories, maybe, but it's because the way that I train and the quality of the food that I'm putting in my body that I can maintain a certain way of living, a certain size, right? So at 280 pounds, I should have to eat, if I was eating processed foods, I should have to eat 3,500 calories, 4,000 calories, so we don't actually have to eat as much as we think. If the higher the quality, the less you actually have to eat.
Okay. So, are we incorporating that into like veggies? And I know starches are a bad thing, right?
So no, not necessarily. Starches aren't a bad thing. I personally don't eat a lot of vegetables. And the reason is that number one, they're covered in pesticides, even the ones that are labeled organic, because the organic sticker from the FDA is just a pay to play. They go to your farm one time and they say, okay, hey, use this set of pesticides from the same company. It's the same products.
Monsanto.
It's just got an organic sticker on it, right? So that's number one. If I do get vegetables and fruits, I wash them though. And I can tell you what I wash them in here in a minute. But the problem with a lot of our vegetables,
solution with 15 ingredients we don't know about.
Yeah. All right. That's what I wash it in. The problem with vegetables specifically is the fact that our soil here in America sucks. The nutrients that go into the vegetable and the fruit's a little bit better because it is the fruiting body, of the plant. So you get a lot more nutrients in the fruit. But the problem with the vegetables is that you're not getting those minerals from the soil. So you're not getting them in the vegetable. Okay. So why would I eat just a ton of vegetables, if there's nothing in them for me anyways, I can have 4 ounces of something like liver twice a week and get my entire full spectrum of minerals that I would need for the entire week.
And a Snickers.
No.
No, I kid. Okay, I don't know. What?
You
Hey,
sprinkle
you
the
never know.
Snickers on the liver.
You know, you never know till you ask,
I
right?
love it. That's a
Chocolate
great
covered liver? I don't know. I'm
Unfortunately, Snickers has a protein bar out now, and they're
You're
it's
kidding me.
the same
Stop.
ingredients as
Stop it.
regular Snickers, but they
Stop.
put 10 grams of protein in it, so it's like supposed to be good.
Yummy.
So
America. Come on. That has to be exclusive.
Bell-
it
we
is.
weren't
It is
innovating
actually.
anymore.
So Europe, if you go to Europe and you live for a month, you'll lose 20 pounds. If you can eat the same exact things, and I'm talking Doritos and Twinkies and whatever you eat here in America, you can eat the exact same thing in Europe and you'll lose 20 pounds. It's called the European 20.
I just booked a plane ticket.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you probably have one, you traveling freak.
Maybe.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. He already has one done. Here's what, guys. I'm sorry. I know. I told you I'd keep you for 2 segments. We're here with the Earn Your Booze crew and the Earn It All Academy and their new beer, which is Dead Hanger Pale Ale. It's fantastic with Grand Canyon Brewing. I want to talk about cooking game meat if you guys can. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we kind of danced to it, but now that we've actually got to our dance partner, let's start to dance, shall we? Let's talk about cooking game meat when we come back with right here on the show. So stay right there. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I said we'd have a couple of segments with the guys from Earn Your Booze and Earn It All Academy, but the information's so good, the conversation's so good. I want to keep them in here. Let's wrap the show up with this because I think this is an important topic. I want to talk about cooking game meat. I want to talk about why we process our own, we harvest our own, we cook our own, and really what the health benefits are after that. So Justin, I'm going to start with you, Justin Cross, the CEO of Earn Your Booze. Justin, tell me why you decided to keep along that lifestyle of game meat. You harvested your first pig, then you went to the pig and bison and whatever's going to be this year as well. Why did you stay on that? Did you notice a difference in eating game meat over processed meat? Talk to us about that.
So a huge difference. Like I said earlier, like I stopped eating red meat for a while until I got into really high quality grass-fed prime type, red meat, beef, and I stayed with that until I got to bison. So what I found very interesting, and I loved it about bison, is I can have a really big like beef steak, a full 16-ounce steak, whatever, something.
Badass.
It's awesome.
Let's
I can
go.
smoke that whole thing down and still be looking for more, right?
Yeah.
You can have, I can have half of that in bison, in really good bison steak, and I'm done. I'm full.
Yeah.
So there's just so much more in it as far as just flavor and nutrients and everything that it's like, back to what Adam was saying, you need less of higher quality food. So now that I've been eating this way and eating so much of this bison, I don't even really look at beef anymore. Like maybe if we're out somewhere, sure, I'll get a nice steak or a burger or something like that. But I can feel the difference in my body right from the get-go when I'm eating it based on how much I need to eat of it to get full. Okay. I can eat less of that bison and I still maintain my performance, my weight, the way I look. So that, like, nothing has changed. Nothing has suffered. I didn't eat less bison by weight than beef and like lose weight or anything.
Okay, that sounds like food voodoo is what it sounds like. So Adam, tell me why that is. Why is that the case?
Yeah, so it just comes down to nutrient density. The density, how dense the actual food is, what the animal is eating. A ruminant animal that lives, game meat essentially, eats bugs and leaves and, that's what it eats. And, these big farmed animals, they eat corn and they eat whatever else they throw in that bucket. And, and sometimes they actually eat their own manure as well because they're not getting in enough nutrients. So whatever the animal is eating is going to coincide with how nutrient dense the meat is.
See, people are saying the farms aren't green, but apparently some recycling going on there at the at the farm. I told you guys I was going to deal with the dad jokes. I really did.
Less
One
waste.
farm at a time.
Well, if you are what you
That
eat,
actually is what might
mind.
lead to the population decline. Is that the
Wouldn't doubt
cows
that.
are eating their own manure?
Adam, you mentioned liver. Now, I know in studying conservation and studying how basically nature is, what we've learned is that we get asked so many times, how can you harvest an animal? How can you kill this beautiful elk? This bison is so majestic. It's so wonderful. Animals don't die a wonderful natural death on medication in hospice. They don't. They get eaten alive. Most of them get eaten alive, and it's awful. But when you see the predators do what they do and end the life of another animal, what's the first organ they go for? They go for the liver. And it's not that they studied that in school. didn't go to coyote school and get taught that liver is it. Why is it that liver is what it is? And do I really have to eat it raw, man? Tell me no. Come on, help me out with this.
No, you don't.
Okay.
So every ancestral tribe that's left on Earth, they eat two things first when they get an animal. They eat the liver. Excuse me. The men, the hunters, eat the liver, and the pregnant women of the tribe eat the brain. Those are the first two things to go. The pregnant women eat the brain because of the fat content, and they need that to provide to produce healthy babies. Yes,
I've never heard this.
yes,
Fantastic.
and then the hunters, the men, eat the liver, and that's the first two things that are consumed.
Huh? Because I did watch Hannibal. You know when he's doing he's sautéing
Some
about
fava
it.
beans,
Kinda looks
yeah.
good.
Little flava beans.
But I mean, I didn't even know we ate brain. I honestly didn't know.
I tried it.
Is that a thing? Did you? Oh, you
Try to
sheep
impress
brain.
the girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't work to impress the girl, but it
didn't
was
work?
mushy and gross.
Okay. Slimy yet not
Yeah, it
satisfying.
was like-
is what I call it. Yeah.
So win-win, basically.
I tried it.
I see, Justin, you're writing some notes. What do you got? What do you got? Tell me.
Oh, I just wrote earn your booze.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Earn your boost, fantastic. Okay, just he's painting his own
slogan.
logo right there. Just keep going, keep the brand going.
Yeah.
Okay, so in saying that, I'm going to go back to this. I don't want to eat it raw. I don't even want to try it raw.
Yeah.
I really don't. It doesn't seem appetizing to me. I have a good friend from Barbecue Mission. You can find him at barbecuemission.org that eats raw liver every day. And he said it's an acquired taste, but once you get to it and get it down, it's good. I don't want to acquire it that much. So
Yeah.
can I cook it and still have the benefits?
You can absolutely cook it. You can cook it. You can pulverize it in a blender and put it in your ground beef. There's a lot of different ways you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. See, so I didn't even think of that noise.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Throw that in with your bison and just
You can
crank those
also
nutrients
you can
up.
also get organs and liver and stuff like desiccated, so they'll dry it and they'll powderize it. Obviously, the nutrient content, some of it gets lost in the desiccation process, but you can do that as well. And
How
that,
much gets lost?
So I would have to look up the actual
Okay.
number, but it's probably
Is
not
it
that much.
substantial?
Probably not that much.
Okay, not that
Yeah.
much. Okay, so still, either way you're doing it, you're getting the
Yeah, if you
nutrients
can't
that
stomach it,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that, and you won't lose much.
Yeah, I'm this week I'm going to try. I'm actually the ram that I took when we were there. The ram that I took, I'm going to have the testicles. I'm going to do the Rocky Mountain oysters. I'm going to give that a try.
That's the one thing I think on the animal body that I haven't eaten.
Adam, I'm looking at you. Tell me I'm doing the right thing, buddy. Tell me this.
Sure.
Yeah.
As long as you're not getting drug tested anytime soon.
What?
There are 5 androgens that are in a testicle.
No.
That only if you're getting like tested for steroids.
Are you serious?
They will show
Why
up
did you
on a
not
drug test.
I'm going
Get
to
'em
juice.
hired.
I'm going to
Yeah.
juice up having the balls.
Yeah.
Really?
I got fired from work for eating
Yeah.
testicles.
Now there aren't really
Mike Russell's been suspended from iHeartRadio for 2 weeks.
Yeah, for juicing.
performance enhancing products. He ate sheep
Guys, I
balls.
swear I only ate testicles. Yeah.
So there's no real science yet on if it actually has a change to your natural, hormone levels.
Okay.
However, it will show up in your blood after you eat it.
Interesting. Because, this has been going on for centuries. People, when they do the whole things with the cattle and all that, there's a season where that's what the farmhands eat.
So there's there's something too, and obviously we can't prove this with science really, but what is science anyways? It's anecdotal evidence sometimes trumps out what you can prove in a lab like a lot. Because if 9 people do it and it works for 8 of them, then it works.
Yeah.
Even though your lab study can say that it doesn't. So, eating more powerful animals and eating the more powerful part of the animal, there is something to that, but we can't prove that with science. So.
Okay. All right.
But anecdotal evidence says yes, because thousands of cultures from all over the world have been doing it for centuries.
And I got to admit, we're all just out there. The four of us were having a great time. We're just, somebody brought some meat. We all brought beer. We're all having a good time, brought good booze, and we're all having a blast. If you break it down per pound without all of that, kind of take the fun budget out of it, game meat is relatively inexpensive. Game meat is relatively affordable, more so than what we see right now in the stores, and so much better for you. So I'm not understanding why why there isn't a rush on tags, on birds, on everything you could possibly think of, because what we take from the field and the stream and from the sky is so much healthier than anything we can take from mile 7.
That's it. That's really a societal issue, because there's a disconnect between, where you get your food and how you eat it. Because you can ask people on the street, you can ask 10 people on the street downtown, and 5 of them will tell you, oh, where do we get, cows from? The store.
Yeah, right.
And they'll actually say that. And you're
Sure.
like, are you kidding me? Or are you being funny? Are you trolling me? And they're like, no, we get it from the store. So, okay, what if the store runs out of meat? They're like, well, why would they run out of meat?
Right.
I'm like,
It's the store. They
It's
can't
the
do that.
store. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if we shut down shipping and stuff like that, like you won't have that stuff. Well, I'll just eat vegetables. It's like you won't have vegetables either. Where do you think those come from?
Well, here's what I want to do. I want to throw this to you guys on air because I was afraid you might say no off air. So there's a lot of people listening, so you're going to have to say yes. This is our 10th year here at the Go Show. I've been preaching this for 10 years and the beauty of game meat, the beauty of bringing your own, harvesting your own. I'd like to bring you guys along this year, this journey, and you guys, we can talk about nutrition, we can talk about fitness, we can talk about the number one reason why guides say that there was an unsuccessful harvest, and that is lack of physical fitness from their clients. So I hope you guys can come along the journey. I would love to be a part of yours as well, and hopefully we can do some collaboration. But let me talk about this real quick because this is important. Grand Canyon Brewing and Earn Your Booze have collaborated for Dead Hanger Pale Ale. This is a beer drinker's beer. Yeah. There's no joke. This is a campfire beer. This is a beer that you drink around a fire. You're having good times, spinning yarn, telling stories about the hunt. Why did you decide to go so beefy with this thing?
Because we like to eat beefy too.
Yeah.
You know, we needed something that matched how we like to live and how we like to eat. So we needed a full flavored, you know, full bodied, delicious beer. We didn't do a seltzer. We didn't do some, you know, low carb, you know, gimmick. You know, we wanted something that's going to complement our lifestyle, especially when it comes to eating great, you know, game meat. It's full of nutrients, full of flavor. That whole experience too. Like when we go out there and we harvest, like we're putting in work. You know, we're hiking. We're trying not to sprain ankles. We're lifting stuff. We're climbing mountains. You know what I mean? We're getting dirty. So the last thing that I wanted to have after that is some kind of weak beer. I wanted to have something that I'm proud of after that hard day's of work. So that's why we came out with this awesome beer.
And Adam, do you agree with that? Or did you want to put all this stuff in this beer? You just like, we can do this. We got it. We can offset it with some good stuff.
Fully agree.
My man. All right. He signed off on it. So there it is. All right. So